Welcome to the latest episode of the podcast. Before we get started, we wanted to bring a special message from the Channel 3 Season 10 presenting sponsor WayForward Games. They are the publisher of the upcoming Clock Tower Rewind. Run, hide, avoid the deadly Scissor Man in this survival horror classic when the 16-bit nightmare returns this fall, October 29th. The game releases across platforms. The exciting part about this game, it was not even available in the United States during its original release, so make sure you go ahead, wishlist it. We've got a quest on Channel 3. Head to c3.gg/wayforward for all of WayForward's information. Look for Clock Tower Rewind and make sure you complete that quest and get that XP. Pick the game up this fall.
Channel 3 is the future.
Welcome, crew, to What Are Your Three, a Channel 3 podcast where we take a member of the Channel 3 community, discuss 3 games of their choosing, go through some honorable mentions and some other odds and ends for a nice little video game discussion. I'm Dan. With me as always, he's not old. He's retro. He's flexing that shirt to either make fun of me or flex on the guest. I don't know which it is, but it's Ray tonight.
It is me. Just, these are the shirts. The weather has cooled down. Dan throwing a Go Bird shirt on me today. This is so, it's just such a low hanging fruit. The Eagles beat the Giants today, and Giants can't score touchdowns. No kidding.
I didn't even think about it until I was commenting on your shirt. I was like, oh wait, I gotta.
It's just so terrible. It's not necessary. We're back on a Sunday. I feel like we haven't recorded on a Sunday in forever. I could be wrong. Did we record last Sunday?
I don't remember. No. Last Sunday was a Monday. It was Tuesday. It was the Tuesday. It was the Tuesday. And I immediately to turn around.
Monday. Tell you, we're
getting back on it, Ray.
We're here with a guest. Easy, straightforward. This guest, he's on the site, he's active, he plays. People know him. It's Porcupine. What's going on? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm honored to be on the podcast, guys. Thank you for having me.
Hey, we're excited. Let's get into this list here. I like this list, by the way. I like most of the list. Dan's going to talk about Dan will talk about the one game that I don't care that much about. And that's fine because I'm clearly wrong. The rest of the world is about the game. We'll get to it.
This is a very Ray-centric list, though.
Yeah.
Really? Is it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. The only one on it that's not for me is it's okay. Every single one of my students.
Honorable one. I could have just slept on this one and just done honorable mention 1 and been done. But I had to break it up for Ray.
But we're
he
starting.
Only got his voice back like 2 weeks ago. We gotta let
true.
him.
First, we're gonna start Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Right off the bat, game number 1. Is this like the top game for you? Is that why it's game number 1? You want to talk about it?
This is the best game of all time, in my opinion. There's nothing that can beat it. Really, I've just got so much memories on there. Peak of gaming, peak of Xbox 360 game chats. Everything like that. You know what I'm talking about, Ray?
Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely. This is Black Ops 2 is almost, it's not to insult the game. It's almost like a super enhanced version of Black Ops 1. Like one had certain mechanics.
Yeah.
They were a little janky, but it was like, oh, this is cool. I'm diving, but the dives weren't great, but it was there. There was an idea. And then Black Ops 2, we smoothed it out and really expanded the whole game.
Well, ever since Black Ops 2, they still can't get the rank system down. Black Ops 2 have the best rank system. Debatable, but I think it's got the best zombies besides maybe Black Ops 3.
Oh, for sure.
The sniping is just butter smooth.
Black Ops and zombies, that's when you say Black Ops, I go to zombies before everything else.
Really?
I see Black Ops and I think let's play zombies. Especially 1 and 2. I played way more of 1. That was in college, running circles and circles and circles. And hey, we have the ray gun. Let's go turn this on. Let's do this. I think my brother did more of 2, but I played on the train with him a bunch. But I mean, were you playing zombies? Were you going in there with a team and just going at
was I playing? There was days where like 24 hours just straight. We did the Black Ops or just random Easter eggs on different maps. Like I remember doing, I think it was like a 72-hour day or just session straight on Barry, trying to do that Easter egg with a group of guys, and then we never ended up finishing it.
Now, when you're playing these, was it like you're playing online with a
group? Yeah, I was always playing online. I never played offline. I couldn't play that game offline. It's just not it for me.
So story mode is not a part for you? Do you like not?
Okay, well, I mean, I played the campaign. Yeah, zombies with everybody, just going online, sniping people, getting the 30-year-olds mad at me when I'd go into a 1v1 and just destroy them as like a little 12-year-old.
Ray, I'm going to call out the shirt here and just the way that just going to point it out.
He's got the G Fuel, right? That's why right on top. Let me tell you, there is, and this is going to come up when we talk later on the list. This is a section of gaming that I think for a certain generation, I'm probably the end of that generation, and kind of down to you because I'm a few years older. I'm probably the top of this generation, but there's a certain group that this game and another game that we're going to talk about, like this is the top of gaming. And like this is like the growing up of gaming, and like everything was perfect here. The Xbox 360 was in full swing, doing showing off everything it could do, and showing off enhanced graphics on the Xbox. The controller I just bought 2 Xbox 360 controllers recently.
Really?
I needed to play Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with my son because I found it, and like I grabbed it. I'm like, yep, no, I still love the controller. Still love how it's like solid controller, not like those flimsy PlayStation controllers. I'll throw that out there right now. Those flimsy ones, you had your whole tilted. I don't know. Everyone claims the PS5 controller is amazing now. That may be true. Maybe it's true. But before that,
all right. If you were comparing the 3 to the 360, I'll let you have it actually. Because again, having picked up the 3 controller recently, I'm like, oh my god, this. I feel like it's going to crumble in my hands. It's got no heft compared to the 5. Is a beefy boy by comparison. I mean, the size is no different. It just feels.
That's called density, Dan. I'm going through that with my students right now.
I'm sorry. Well, do you need me to spell words for you again? Are we going to do this?
That's mass divided by volume. That's why it feels heavier. So back to the game. Tell me about prestige mode. You go in there. You're prestiging over and over again.
Oh, I was Prestige Master, and then I got another account and got Prestige Master on that account as well. And I probably had about 60 nukes, and 30 of them were just with the ballista, just quick scoping. I was crazy at sniping, crazy at I honestly peaked in Black Ops 2. I've never been better than I was back then.
Was that an early smurfing in Mission, Ray?
Could you? When does smurfing really start? Because the reality is you could prestige, and I get your account would tell everybody that you did it, but you were starting with junk every time.
I don't think there was skill-based matchmaking back then.
That's also that too. I think you walked into every game knowing someone was going to laser the lobby, and then 2 people were going to be the ones that got lasered, and then the middle all fought, and then we decided who would win a game. Back in the simpler times. So tell me about the favorite weapon. Was the snipers? This is what we're doing.
Oh, it was just nice. Anytime I play Call of Duty, I go straight to the snipers. If the snipers aren't good, I'm not playing. I love quick scoping, love trick shotting. That's what got me into what I'm wearing right now, phase and everything like that. Just their ill cams and everything like that. Peak of YouTube, peak of gaming, in my opinion.
And we'll just end with this. Fun fact, I didn't notice at the time, Black Ops 2 had set the single day record for most money made on a single day. $500 million day it came out.
Really?
This was I think people were still doing midnight releases during Black Ops 2. Right? We still cared, right? We still cared to go. I didn't do I think I only did one midnight release.
I think Black Ops 3 was the last midnight release where people cared.
I think Gears 3 was like the midnight release I did one time, and I decided it's too cold. Games come out in November. I
reserved it so I don't have to go at midnight.
I was like, games coming out in November. That was not a good thing. came out. But yeah,
Totally
it had the
moved
500
south.
million. One, that's true. One day, $500 million. Set the record until Grand Theft Auto 5 beat it out. No, but that was it. Black Ops 2. All right. Final thoughts before we move on about Black Ops 2. What you got?
I just wish we could go back, man. They gotta make Black Ops 2 remastered. They'd make so much money, and they know they would. I don't know why they won't make Black Ops 2 remastered. It'd probably be the best Call of Duty again, Part 2.
I'm gonna put this out there. If I type right now in Steam, because I looked, Black Ops 2, it's selling for $60. So,
Oh my god!
First of all, that's why they're
You
not
can't.
remastering
You
it.
can't. Well, you can't even get in the game.
That's why they're not remastering it, because they are. Somebody still believes that we can sell this thing for $60. Is maybe they hired like an old Nintendo employee or something like that, but they're still going full price. Black Ops 2.
I think all the Call of Duties are still 60.
They probably are all out there. I was just amazed when I saw it today.
Well, let's go to like a polar opposite of that, and let's go to your second game, which is Minecraft. Only polar opposite in gameplay and appearance, really, more than anything.
Yeah, fair enough. This is another game that was just on the 360 back in the 360 days, just hopping on after school, making stories, making worlds with your friends. There's endless possibilities with that game. You could literally do anything that your mind imagines, which is why I put it on the list here.
How did you find out about Minecraft? Was this something like kids at school were talking about, or how did you find your way into it?
So, dude, you just brought up a crazy memory for me.
That's the idea. We're doing it. Let's do it.
You did it.
I was in gym. We were like outside running. I lived in like a super small town during this time, so like we didn't have a track or anything. We were just running in a field, and that was called our track day. And this girl comes up to me, and she's talking about this game where she trapped herself in a wooden box. I'm like, what are you talking about? You trapped yourself in a wooden box? And she's like, yeah, it's this game called Minecraft. You can like break blocks, build stuff. And I'm like, what are you talking? I thought she was crazy. And then I went home. I got the game from Walmart, and I fell in love.
Everything about that story just reminded me of the generation. Like I'm the generation ahead of Ray in that case. That like you're talking about video games in gym class with a girl, and like everything about that story. I'm like,
That's all made up. That was the whole thing.
Everything you're saying was a lie.
No, I swear though, that's exactly how it happened. That's why I found out about Minecraft.
So all right, so you go home, you're playing it on the 360, you put it in for the first time. Like, what did you expect you were going to see? Did you expect to see just like this 8-bit visualization or like 3D rendering of an 8-bit world or whatever? I don't know what you want to call it. Like, what was your reaction when you turn it on then?
No, I think when I originally heard about the game, I thought it was going to be like some like realistic survival thing, something like the forest that you see now. You go in there and it is not realistic at all. But
yeah, you're
also
expecting Valheim, and you get
yes,
Legos on crack. Yeah,
but I think that's what made the game even more appealing. Is just the stupidness of it.
All right, so I have my next question for you then, because again, I came to this later after my son came home from school and said like, okay, let's try Minecraft, and I said okay, and I turned it on. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. What did you do when you turn on Minecraft and you're just there in the middle of some biome and that's it? Good luck.
You know, my memory from like when I first played is a little bit foggy, but all I remember is going into like creative with a bunch of friends and just making a city, just making all kinds of roller coasters through the city. We had a castle and everything. We made like a little obstacle course in the castle to get to the loot inside and stuff like that. And then we would make stories within that world and just role play. We'd have like restaurants and stuff. We'd run our own restaurants. People would come and they'd like pay with diamonds and stuff, and you'd hand them some food. It was just like a big role play server basically. But before servers were a thing, of course.
Did you always play creative, or did you ever try to go into survival?
No, we did survival too, but we did the exact same thing in survival. We'd just build like cities and then role play. Yeah. Oh, for sure. I don't talk to any of them anymore. I don't even know their names anymore, but I hope they're doing well.
Did you go so far as like dealing with Nether, Ender?
We did it all.
Ender Dragon. Did you get that far?
I don't think I ever beat the Ender Dragon as a child, but we definitely tried.
that accomplishment and tagline are waiting for you here now.
Well, I've done it since then, but when I was a child, it was too much to handle.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, again, it's one of those things. Like, aside from either knowing someone who did it, or just having to go break down and go to the internet, I don't even know how you would figure out how to. Okay, how do I assemble this gateway and go into this realm and do all these things with the materials you need? Like, this is not. It's a game meant to talk with other people about.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, when it comes to like figuring out all that stuff, I did watch a lot of YouTube videos trying to just figure out the game. Like, I played the mobile version, and like before you could go to the Nether, you had to build like a shrine in order to like build the Nether in the overworld, basically, and you had to put blocks in the right places. And
you had to have
there's no way
the jewels in the right place and the block.
Yes, exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I only know because my son bought a bunch of books at Barnes and Noble and had to like had to do that again. He said, "Hey, listen, he was reading. It was early for Minecraft pushed him into reading. I was happy with that."
Oh yeah,
bizarre. Like, how do people know this?
I had those books too. I had like the little handbooks that would tell you how to like build a house and
there were different color spines on them for what do you use redstone for? What do you build with? How do you farm? Yep,
exactly. Yeah,
the exact ones. They're upstairs.
I remember those vividly.
What's your proudest build? So you build a lot of cities, castles, roller coaster. Like what's the thing you're like, oh, I either you have it still, or the thing you said, like, this is the coolest thing I built in the game?
The coolest thing I ever built, I think this might have been in 2020. I was in a server full of a bunch of different Twitch streamers, and we basically had like it was like a story world. So just like I did back then, we made a story. We all had our own characters, and I had this secret base under a mountain that would open up into an elevator. It takes you down, and then it was just a huge room with all kinds of armor, weapons, and everything like that. And that was like the final like battle of the server, just in that room.
Just basically built Thunderdome? Is that what it comes down like?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And it was super detailed and cool too. It's honestly insane. I wish I still had it.
You're playing the game 4 years ago. You're still cracking it once in a while?
Just like everybody else, I get those 2 week like spurts that I want to play, and then I stop for like 6 months.
But then it hooks you again.
Yeah, it always comes back. It's one of those games that just always comes back, even though you don't want it to.
A mystery untold, a journey through ancient caverns, inner turmoils that become outward strengths. These kinds of stories need a solemn yet comforting pack of music to bring the players closer to your characters as they set forth on a mysterious journey. My name is Adam Evault, otherwise known as Castu Garden, and I just put out my first music asset pack over on itch.io called Neoclassical Mystery. It is available for download for your next indie game dev project. I hope these tracks find you well, and it is time to unfold your mystery.
All right, we move on. Game 3, Halo Reach. Now this is the other one. Actually, this is the one I think even more than Call of Duty that like the Xbox 360 era gamers like this is their Halo.
Oh, for sure.
Like for me, this is my Halo more than the original trilogy is.
Really?
This was the one I played. The multiplayer, the story, like everything about it. This was one because this was kind of high school for me. So why is this your number 3 game?
Okay, so when Halo Reach released, my cousin actually got like the special edition Xbox that was for Halo Reach. It came with Halo Reach. It was designed and everything like Halo Reach. And me and him for like the next 2 years would just play each other in Forge mode, just going 1v1s, just building different like stuff inside of Forge mode, different game modes. I remember staying at his house and we'd stay up till like 4 a.m. just fighting each other. That was honestly probably one of my earliest gaming memories.
And when you were done doing all the 1v1s, did you jump into the multiplayer action?
I don't think I ever played multiplayer on top of on
Really?
Halo. No, I didn't. I think his parents were too scared of the online world back then.
It was still a scary place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. But then I got my own Xbox, and I was deep into the online era. Wasn't on Halo though, unfortunately.
So besides the 1v1s, did you ever end up playing a story mode, or is this all about just those gaming memories playing?
No, it's mostly about the gaming memories with my cousin and everything. But yeah, I've played all of the Halo story modes. Halo is honestly probably one of the best story games in my opinion. They've got the best soundtracks, like the way they mix their music with the gameplay that's going on and everything like that. I don't know any other games that I've played that have beat it. I've heard Skyrim's pretty good, but I've never played Skyrim, so I wouldn't know. But Halo is just beautiful with the way they use their music.
Hey, I need to step in here and give the obligatory shout out to Martin O'Donnell for so much work
for all the Halo work. Halo. I think we've talked about it on other episodes when we talked about Combat Evolved. Is they went out of their way to say we'd like the music to follow, to like tell the player what they're supposed to be thinking or feeling at that time. So Halo really set that trend and said music shouldn't just be background. Music is gonna be a real part of what's going on at all times. I think games that follow that today now. I think it's weird now if there's a game and the music's not telling me what's supposed to be happening.
Oh yeah, for sure. The music is the most important part of the atmosphere, in my opinion. You could have all the graphics, all the newest graphics and everything like that, but if your music isn't there, if it's just some lazy soundtrack, it's not going to feel good and it's not going to be remembered.
So how'd you feel with that, the ending, or this game being a prequel? So they get to kind of do their own thing, but at the end it has to get to a certain point because we have to play Combat Evolved afterwards. So how'd you feel kind of knowing the direction it has to go in?
It's been so long since I've played Halo that I don't remember what I felt, but I just remember everything felt epic. Like there was no time where I felt like the game was lacking. I know that's not the answer that you're looking for, Ray, but it's a long time ago, man.
I'm taking the answer you want to get. Whatever comes to mind, that's the answer I want. We could end with this though. $200 million opening day, Halo record.
Is this your new bit? Like, wait, are you like I do? Wait,
you know
like,
what?
so you're usually like you're always going for publishers, developers, and like like music. Like, is this your new bit of sales tracking?
You know what? It's got to be something with these 360 games because it was one of the first facts when I was checking through Black Ops 2. They threw that out there, and then I pulled up Halo Reach, and it was one of the first facts there too.
No judgment, just freaking me out a little bit.
Something about these games. Hey, but Halo record.
360 is just the peak of gaming. Clearly,
the 360 is the best.
I wish we could go back. There's so many days where I just wake up and wish I was back in 2011, 2013, 2012, just playing on the 360. But I can't go back, man.
What a time.
Well, let's go back further. So we've gone through your three. We're moving into the honorable mentions. And the first one, we're straying back into the Nintendo Lite. That is on the GameCube with The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker.
This is I've probably played games before this, but this is the first game that I ever remember playing. I play this on my GameCube all the time. The GameCube was my first ever console, actually. I don't remember if I ever beat the game. I do remember getting stuck on a specific part where I take a sailboat to an island, and I couldn't figure out how to get off the island. And it It made me so mad. And I remember my cousin comes in one day and she's like, I'm like reading it. And I when I was reading the text, I said Island. And she said it's island. I kept trying to tell her that she was wrong and that it said Island. I was dead set on that word being Island. That just shows you how young I was when I was playing that game.
But you stood by it. I don't know if there's a lesson in there or not. I'm not sure what you took away from it, but hey,
I didn't let her tell me. I didn't let her tell me it was island. It was Island.
So was that like? So the GameCube was your first console you're really playing with. How did you wander into Wind Waker?
I think my dad got it for me actually, and then I'd always bring it over to my cousin's house, and he had a Wii, so we were able to put the GameCube game into the Wii, and we played over there too.
Yes, Bombchu, I know I can. Relax, I'm getting to it. He sent me his copy so I could play it.
Dan, still?
Yeah, I know. Get off my back. I'm not dealing with this. But
I didn't know I brought up some beef. My bad.
Dan, one day I'll play Chrono Trigger. Dan bought me Chrono Trigger. One day I'll play it. It's gonna be the only turn-based game I ever play. It's because we got it for me.
Porcupine. Let's get back on it. So I need to ask, had you played Zelda games before? Was this a first Zelda for you?
I think this was the first Zelda, and then the next Zelda that I remember playing after that was on the Wii. The Twilight Princess is another one that I played.
Those are two very different Zelda games.
Oh, completely different. Completely different games.
So what was your reaction? Because like the Wind Waker is the aberration in the entire timeline, probably, of like this is its own. Like every game, right now, so I'm not going to do my bit of like every Zelda game is different. But Wind Waker, when you even look at the fact that every Zelda game is different, just aesthetically, like everything about it is different. Then you go back to Twilight Princess, and it is the beefed up version of what people had expected, like from back in that day. In case you were not aware, like they showed a trailer saying this is what the GameCube can do, and they gave us like what Twilight Princess was going to look like, and then they released this cartoon-looking game.
No, I didn't see the trailer.
You wouldn't know that, but I'm just curious. Like, what did that look like going the other way around? Like you go from this
honestly.
Open world.
Coming from Wind Waker, I loved Twilight Princess way more. Like Twilight Princess was just, it felt bad. I can't say that word, but it felt bad. You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, again, they're all different. It's not bad. It's just it's different, and like Twilight Princess is much
bad.
more.
Bad isn't good. You know what I mean?
No, he meant bad. Stan.
Yeah.
He didn't want to curse on your podcast.
Oh boy.
He was being a good person, even with that face.
It's okay. That's what.
Okay. I'm catching strays out here, man.
Listen, I have more than 3 hours to edit it this time. That censor button can be okay. So you're not. So you don't think you ever finished it though? Do you ever want to go back and give it another shot?
I would, but I don't know. Is it even possible?
Not really. Not unless Bombchu Surprise mails you his copy to loan you that you hold hostage.
I don't even have a Wii anymore. That's the thing. Like I've sold everything off basically that I had.
I'm sorry to hear that side, but hopefully I keep holding out hope. Maybe for Zelda's 40th. We're almost to Zelda's 40th. We went by the 35th, and
let's be real, it's not happening until the 50th.
Yeah,
they didn't do it. That's the series they did nothing for the 35th, right?
No, like everyone was kind of thinking
handheld thing.
Yeah, we're kind of hoping they were going to do like a 3D All Stars for that, and give us Majora or give us
you got nothing,
Princess. And,
you got nothing.
Nope, nothing, nada. What else did you play on the GameCube? So we're not really touching. We're not coming back to the GameCube. So I'm just kind of curious. Like that's your like primary entrance into gaming.
I remember playing Need for Speed a lot with my cousin. That was a good game. Doing like the cops and robbers game mode. Just chasing each other with that. What else can I remember playing on there? I honestly, Mario Golf. I played Mario Golf on the GameCube.
Was that Toadstool Tour for that one? I think.
Huh?
Was that Toadstool Tour? I think was that the golf on that one? I'm trying to remember the name. They all have. There's no like Mario Golf GameCube, which is like they all have like Toadstool Tour or.
I don't know which one it was. I do know it was Mario characters.
Yes, it was, but it was a good entry. It was a good entry.
That's hilarious. That's actually hilarious. What's the only thing you play on the GameCube? Mario Golf.
It had 4 controllers. It was built for it, Ray.
That's right. No, that's right.
It was portable. It was portable. When you said you took it to your cousin's house, I was thinking at first before you said you took it to play on the Wii, I was like, oh, you just grabbed the handle on the GameCube and just took the thing. It was a portable home console. Yeah, no.
But they were working. Nintendo was working on the Switch even then because you could buy a mini screen that attached right onto your GameCube.
Really?
Yeah.
It went right on top of the box.
Just plugged in. It was great, except I would play Super Smash Bros. Melee with 3 other people, and we'd crowding around the screen.
Yeah, it was like $300 for a 9-inch screen that got attached.
But it was there. We did it.
I think we also played Mario Kart on there a lot. Just like the game mode. The game mode we played the most is the one with the balloons. You hit each other and pop each other's balloons.
Oh yeah.
We'd get pretty angry at each other with that one.
Now we're getting somewhere. I
have a question. So I only asked just about the other GameCube games just because I was kind of curious about your past and your history here. So what is it about Wind Waker that we had to have that be the one you're going to talk about? And I say that non-judgmentally. I'm just more curious than anything.
That's just the first game that I remember playing, like, ever. I probably played games before that. I just don't remember them currently. But that is my first memory of gaming, is the Wind Waker.
So did you like go through the manual, get prepped for it, or did you just like?
Oh no, I just hopped in and figured it out. Just struggled for hours on end on each level, and I don't remember getting past that at Island.
just there to egg your cousin on wherever she's at now.
Yeah, she probably doesn't even remember that.
Hopefully she doesn't, but you'll be surprised. You're gonna get.
I'll send this to her and see if she does.
All right, let's go. Honorable mention 2. Now we get to the current porcupine essentially here, with Fortnite. So how long have you been playing Fortnite? Did you start in the beginning?
I did. I started like 2 weeks, maybe a week after Battle Royale came out. I didn't know about the game before then.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody
else did either.
There was a couple people playing Save the World, maybe. But yeah, I played. The way I found out about the game actually was my cousin. Me and my cousin, we play games together all the time. So I went over to his house and he was playing it, and he let me play. And that first game that I played of Fortnite was the most adrenaline I've ever had while gaming. And then I ended up winning a game at his house. And he said his heart was beating faster than mine. I swear I was about to have a heart attack during that game, but he was stressing more than I was, and he wasn't even playing. And then after that, I went home, got myself a laptop because I didn't have an Xbox or anything anymore, and downloaded it on the laptop. It was my first ever PC game, and I was still playing controller back then.
So you've moved on. You're playing mouse and keyboard now?
I am playing mouse and keyboard. I switched over in like season 4 of Fortnite, and I hadn't played any other PC games, just Fortnite for that entire time. And when I was playing on controller, though, I was the best editor, like build editor, out of all of my friends. Nobody could edit better than me. And I switched over to keyboard, and it was over from there. I was terrible for like a whole season.
What you have a favorite season or a favorite chapter when we started that you think back to, like, man, this was great?
Okay, well, chapter 1 is the best Fortnite will ever be. Fortnite's been on a downhill slope ever since. It's a love-hate relationship with the game now. I quit for 4 years, maybe 5. I don't remember. My favorite season, though, probably season either 3 or 4, before it started getting crazy and they started adding all kinds of stuff, all kinds of crazy stuff. Especially, we don't want to talk about Season X. That was terrible if you were there.
So, Were you happy or unhappy when Zero Build became a thing?
I wasn't playing the game when Zero Build became a thing, actually.
But you play now.
Yes, when I heard that Zero Build was the thing, I came back for a week. I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I quit again.
Are they really letting old people into the game?
That's really, I mean,
that's probably what they thought when I came back. Let's be real. I'm old now. Every time I get in a Fortnite lobby, they're calling me Unk. Like, you guys may be old, but like I'm starting to feel it now. They're calling me Unk, bro. I don't like it.
It's always younger and younger every single time. Let me tell you, when they said they're gonna do Zero Build, I don't think they knew. I don't think they knew it was gonna be as big as it was. I think they thought it was gonna be a little gimmick thing. They'll play it, and I mean, it kind of exploded because all of a sudden it was like, oh, anybody can play Fortnite now, right?
That does seem like the way it was, huh? Like,
it
did seem like it was gonna be like another LTM because back then they had LTMs. They don't do LTMs anymore, of course. But yeah, and then it just became bigger than the actual game. I remember it had more players than Battle Royale, and they were like, "Yeah, we've got to keep this, otherwise our game is going to go to the ground."
Yep. What are your thoughts on, the seasons, different specials every season, different themes you got to learn new weapons every time. There's always some fancy thing. How do you feel about all the changes each season?
I like the change. I like how they have the changes. Some of the changes I don't like. Like the crazy weapons. Like right now they've got the claws and the chainsaw and everything like that. The items that they add to the game where it takes no skill to kill a skilled person, those are what I hate. I hate getting killed by somebody that I know I should not have died to. And that's part of the reason why I quit. I actually quit in like Chapter 2, Season 3, and then didn't play until last season.
So you're saying you don't like the auto turret?
No, I hate the auto turret. Do not get me started on the auto turret. Especially when a full team has one and they're just surrounding you.
There's nothing you can do with it. Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah.
They nerfed the jetpack, 10 million times.
Oh, and they took it out. I love the jetpack.
I don't think they did one thing with the auto turret.
They're
nerfing
the wrong thing, dude. This is why it's a love-hate relationship with the game. They make the wrong changes. I just want to mention this real quickly too. This is another reason why I also hate Fortnite. They've completely taken all of the funding away from Rocket League and put it into Rocket Racing, and they just announced that they're no longer doing updates for Rocket Racing.
They're done with Rocket Racing. Now they have said that they're not doing themed updates. I feel like they're giving themselves like a back door if they want to do something at some point.
Well, it also said all they're doing is making new roads and new cars. So,
and I'll say the cars feel very uninspired. Like I feel no need to try to unlock any other stuff. And I was big on it. I was like Rocket Racing. I was like, let's do this cool racing mode. Anyone can make tracks. And it's like, well, and at no point like, hey, can we get a mini map? Hey, it's like these like clear, obvious things that every racing game has, and they didn't do any of it.
I wouldn't mind so much if they didn't take all of the developers. I cannot talk right now, but the developers away from Rocket League and not really do anything with them either.
So let's just jump because game number 3. I was going to say that on the other side of Epic.
Yeah, I think one of your questions is already answered.
Hey, well, the first question on my list. The first question on my little sheet here was: are you part of Team Epic Sucks?
Well, kind of, but not necessarily. I can't really be because I'd be fake. I mean, I didn't start playing the game until it went free to play, and that's when Epic bought it. Mm-hmm. So I can't say that they're completely bad because that's when I actually started playing the game. But I can't agree with the whole community and the fact that all they do is make new buyable skins. They don't update the game, really. I mean, I'll give them credit where credit is due. They have made 2 recent updates, the demo cam and there was some other stuff they added that makes it more skillful to where the game is less RNG. So they have been slowly working towards that, but for like the past 2 years that I've been playing, it's just been skins. Go buy this in the item shop, stuff like that.
Where I would say if you want to upgrade Rocket League, well, give me one thing that should change, be upgraded, or work better. Like what are we fixing here?
Epic's communication is a good thing to fix. They don't really talk to the community at all. Like whenever there's issues, there was a huge DDoSing problem a while ago, and they were quiet about it forever until like 6 months later when they halfway fixed it. They're like, "Oh, we're working on this now."
Oh, by the way,
yeah. By the way, with the game, I don't really know. They need to. I'm not a genius behind anything, so I don't know how they would do this, but they need to make it more accessible to like an average player. Because right now, I hear a lot of stories of people trying to play the game and they just quit because it's too hard. They've got to add some type of game modes or something special for the people that don't want to really be competitive.
It's not the game that's hard; it's the people who smurf.
No, I think the game.
I think the game is hard, and I'm not bad at it. I would say. I mean, I'm not good either, but
I'm always between Rocket. For me, it's always I'm always comparing Rocket League and Smash Brothers. I think both games are ridiculously difficult, to play, and so you can if you find friends to play with that are all the same that you can play, but to go out. You go out randomly. You're trying to play online. I think it's a hard game. I just think they're.
Oh yeah, especially because like nobody uses the voice chat either, because they didn't have a working voice chat for so long, to where it created a culture of people just not talking to each other. So even when I fixed the voice chat, it was there for like 2 weeks, and everybody turned it off.
Yep, I'm sure mine's turned off.
I have mine turned on, but I'm just on mute. I don't talk.
So what car are you driving around with? Do you have a specific car? Is there a reason why you need that style of car to play? You're an Octane person. You're a Fennec person?
I'm an Octane person, and I purely think it's just like subliminal. Like if I use another car, I feel like I play worse, but I probably don't. It just feels better to play in the Octane. Because, I mean, all the hitboxes are the same anyways. There's no difference.
I tried. I think I play with the Takumi now. Not that I'm any good at this game. I just like the card. It feels nice. But I remember playing with a Fennec and I was like, my car's driving slower. It might not actually be driving slow, but I swear I'm not moving as fast as the other car did.
Yeah, that's exactly how it feels. And that's exactly why I use the Octane. The Octane feels fast and strong. The Fennec, if you're talking about the Fennec, it feels chunky. That's a good way to put it.
All right, what's your best rank and what's your favorite mode of playing?
My peak rank right now is Champ 2. And that's around where I'm sitting right now. And the game mode that I play the most is 2s, but I love watching 3s like RLCS and everything like that. That's really the only reason I keep playing the game is because of RLCS.
All right, well, we've reached the point of the podcast where we discuss a future game that someone's looking forward to. And, we didn't find out from you in advance what this game was. What are you looking forward to?
Well, I mean, if you've been paying attention to my Channel 3 page, you might have seen a game that I'm looking forward to. Black Ops 6, I'm hoping will, be a little bit better. I heard their snipers are going to be 1 hit, 1 kill. So I'm excited. I'm doing a release stream that morning and then going to work right after, coming back, streaming at night. So I'm just hoping that the sniping is good and that they don't ruin Black Ops, because I feel like Black Ops is the only series in Call of Duty that's still got some potential.
It's dependable. It hasn't let you down yet.
I wouldn't say it hasn't let me down, no. Treyarch is a great Call of Duty company out of the 3 that there are.
I was going to ask, is Treyarch still doing Black Ops?
They are indeed, yep. They're bringing back ground-based zombies and everything like that. They're bringing back the prestige modes. So it sounded like it's going to be a good game.
Enough. All right. Well, we're going to take a question from the Channel 3 history books to pick for you to discuss. And I'm getting a little weird with this one, actually, only because I saw that the day that this releases, so I'm just going to say October 23rd, is the 1-year anniversary of Lethal Company, which you answered a number of questions. You did a bunch of clips with it. You've answered some other stuff just around Lethal Company. So I just want to kind of get your take a year later. Where does Lethal Company stand? It was a game that kind of went viral, and frankly, like, just the clips are still gold, just because of the nonsense that happens in that game. But I just want to get your take a 1 year later. Where is Lethal Company at for you?
Lethal Company is still a great game if you have a group of people to play with. It's still, especially if you're trying to get some good stream content. I don't think there's really any group of people that you could play with and not have something just hilarious happen. That's one of the reasons I love playing it over and over again. It's a different game every time you play.
What is the most epic clip you could think of? Like, is it a kill? Is it just something that happened to you? Is it a reaction from someone else?
Epic or funny?
Take your pick.
I think the funniest clip I have right now is a recent clip. Actually, they added a vehicle to the game, and I was playing with a new group of people, and we were trying to figure out how the vehicle works for a while, and just it's hard to drive. It's like a real car. Like, if you're a baby, you got to learn how to turn the wheel and everything. But we're in the middle of the forest, and my teammate is trying to go to the facility with the car. And then a giant out of nowhere just starts chasing him. And I'm the only one outside of the car. And before this, I thought, if you get in the car, you're safe from the giant. So he's honking the horn, being all loud, trying to get me in the car. I get in the car. I look over at him. He goes, "All right, we're good." As soon as his sentence finishes, we blow up right there. The entire car just engulfs in flames, and we're dead. It was like the perfect comedic timing out of any clip I have.
Couldn't
it's
have
on
timed
channel
it any
3.
better.
Yeah, it's on channel 3. You can see it.
All right, and last question we ask everybody: what's been your favorite feature on Channel 3?
My favorite feature has got to be the events. The events that, like, you just party up with random people, different people from Channel 3. It's super fun, especially the Rocket League events too. I've been starting to cast those and having a lot of fun just seeing people come and chat while I'm casting. And recently having players tell me that they've liked the content that I'm making around their gameplay, that's super cool too.
All right. And with that, we've made it to the end of another What Are Your 3 podcast. Thank you, Porcupine, for being here. You can find the podcast at c3.gg/podcast, dropping every Wednesday morning at 3:33 a.m. Eastern on all the major platforms, including Spotify, YouTube Music, and Apple Podcasts. I'm Ray. Dan puts this all together. Our theme song is by Castor Garden. And for our executive producer, Joel Willis, have a good day, everybody.
Channel 3 is the future.